Hey guys, so I have three mismatched items that have nothing to do with each other. Basically, I did a couple of weeks ago, I did post a thrift sale haul, and that was from my church thrift sale. Now, we usually hold an annual thrift sale each year during the summertime to earn a little more money, to raise a little more money for our church, and also, for the past few years, except for this year, usually because the person who was in charge of a certain event wasn't in charge anymore, because I think she went back to university or college to study. So it was taken over by another person who is running the event, and it's called Taiwan Advent Taiwan. And basically, it's a chance for people from US, Canada. I'm pretty sure you can sign up online and find it online. And basically, what they do is they have a whole bunch of people from different churches going to their. Some churches actually are like, for the most part, a lot of churches, especially our church, we hold like a team, and then they run over things and they prepare themselves to go, and usually each team actually prepares a skit. And basically, why they prepare a skit is to kind of introduce themselves and get students into the mood. So in Taiwan, there's actually a school that holds summer school, and there's a few schools I think that hold summer school, and it's mandatory to be a part of it if you want to be a part of summer school. And basically what it is instead of just, it's like a learning English class, but not only that, on top of it, they allow people to come from US and Canada to teach them about like preach about the gospel and everything. So it's all allowed because the government allows it for the schools, and the schools allow it because that's what it is. So it's like a half English class, half learning about the gospel class. So it's kind of like that. And basically, our church would have like a team of people. My brother was a part of it for 2 different years, and ever since he joined the church. But this year, because the woman who was in charge of going around, she usually comes to the church and she talks about it, and she says, this is the time to sign up, and she kind of forms a group and helps the group out. But I think she went back to university and college to actually work on this stuff, so she's not there. And the reason why, so we didn't really have a team that went this year. The reason why I'm talking about this is usually when we hold the garage and thrift sale, it's actually for, like, partially part of the money will come back to the people who actually went to teach, because it does cost a lot of money to get like the flight ticket, and also you pay for accommodation and all of that, and like the food set and everything. But because we didn't go, because we didn't have it, we're still raising some funds for our church as well. So during this time, we were just raising funds for our church instead of raising some funds to split with the people that usually go to Taiwan Advent. Anyways, they usually hold a thrift sale and then a garage sale. The thrift sale happened in a mall called Metro Square Center, or Metro Town Center. It's basically kind of like a Chinese mall. There's some small businesses there, but mostly I think people go there for the cafeteria because there's food. There's also a cocoa bubble tea there, and there's a Hong Kongese style cafe that's there too. So I think most people go there for the cafeteria rather than buying things or doing much business. So yeah, I didn't see these items during the thrift sale. I think because I wasn't really in charge of like all of these houseware appliances. I was more looking after the stuffed animals, the scarves, the purses and bags, and the jewelry. So yeah, most of the stuff that I was looking at, like looking after and trying to sell, were those things. So the first thing that I have here is, I don't know the full name of it, but it's the thing that you can use for milk frothing or also like stirring eggs. I bought it because in the future I was thinking I want to do some latte art and make some milk, like foam some of the milk. So yeah, this is a nice find. For the garage sale, they sold things for like $1 or $2 only because you can't really price it expensive if it's a garage sale. If it was a thrift sale, you can kind of price it a little bit more because like it's not just people walking by on the street and like you plan to stay there for a couple of days. But for the garage sale, they had to mark down everything by a whole bunch. So yeah, so it takes like batteries, like 2 batteries, and yeah, it takes 2 batteries. So I thought this was a good find for me because I like these types of things because I'm interested in latte art. Like in the future I want to make this. The second thing I found was Chinese chess. I don't know how to play Chinese chess. I like to play Chinese checkers, but that's all I know. Chinese chess and Chinese checkers are very, very different, so this requires more skill. My dad, I think he knows how to learn. He knows how to play, but he's never bought Chinese chess. He's only bought Chinese checkers, which is kind of odd. I thought he would buy Chinese chess at one point, but we never had it. So yeah, so the pieces are really nice. They're in good quality. Some of them are a little cracked, but it's fine. I don't think they'll break easily. They look like wood, but they feel like plastic. Like, really feel like plastic. And at the bottom, there's a board, and the board is actually made out of paper. So laminated paper, so you just have to be careful when playing with it. But usually, I think traditionally they play in like a wooden board, like on a wooden board, but for this it's like a travel kit. So yeah, the last thing we bought, there was 2 different types, and it's this little portable stereo speaker, MPS. They marked it for $5, but we got it for like less, I believe, because the church family is always nice to us, and they're always like, oh, you can have it, I'll give it to you for only like $2 or $1, and we're like, okay. And there's 2 colors. So this one on here is black and blue, and there was one that was black and blue, and I was like, you know, they look good together, so maybe we should get both, but I only need 1 speaker. So yeah, my brother has a speaker where you don't need to plug in it because Bluetooth with the phone, but I never got a speaker. This one we still need to buy. This is a Korean, this is actually, I think, a Korean speaker because the wording is all in Korean, I believe, for the most part. But yeah, you need to buy an audio cable or a something else. I don't think this one came with anything. So yeah, I'm not sure if it originally came with an audio cable or something. I think maybe it did, but they didn't have it. So yeah, I can go to like Canada's computers or something to find it. So we bought the orange and white one because, yeah. And so there's the power switch. So you just switch it on. Oh, it does turn on by itself. I don't think it takes batteries though, so I think the batteries come from whatever device you plug in. So you can put an audio cable. I'm not sure what type of cable this is. I'll need to research and like see if my dad can find like either one, but I think audio cable is best. And then you can adjust the volume here too. So I guess if you find a way to plug it into your phone or something, you don't have to worry. Maybe this would be better for my Walkman. So that way, yeah, but I'm not sure. My Walkman already has a speaker, like you just stick it in and it's ready to go. You don't need to plug anything, so yeah. But this one is super cute because you can fold its little ears up and it goes like this and it's like a tiny boombox. It's so cute. I loved it. So yeah, and those are all the items that we bought. I know this probably is like an old style speaker, probably, I'm assuming, because a lot of the electronics they had were pretty old. Like, they had these small keyboards with screens, and it was actually a translator for Chinese to English. One of the uncles at church said it could possibly be like converted to English to Chinese, but we couldn't find the settings when we turned it on, so we decided to not buy it. I was personally gonna buy it because, yeah, I know you can use apps and stuff to translate from Chinese to English to Chinese, and I know my friend uses an app because there's also pinging that you can translate. He doesn't, like, I know my friend, he's Chinese, like, he speaks Chinese, but I don't think, because he doesn't read Chinese, but he reads a little bit of pinging and that's it. So we're kind of the same on that. But I think for him, he uses an app most of the time, so he's capable of doing that. I just don't really like, I prefer something more accurate. So I'm going to see if I can find out what app he uses. Because I don't really like Google Translate, because when I look at Google Translate, I actually was trying to say something in Chinese, because sometimes I send people like pinging, and then I sent it to my friend to double check before I sent it to my other friend, and she was like, oh, that word isn't really good to use to describe someone. And I was like, oh, and basically it directly translates, but sometimes there are words that can really be offensive and they're not like the proper type, so you need to be really careful when it comes to like translating like Chinese in that way, because you want to use proper words. You don't want to accidentally use a word that's not really good to describe people. So that's why it was like really difficult. That's why I don't really like Google Translate, but sometimes I'll be okay with using it, because when I see the pinging, I kind of know what it says, because I know what the word sounds in my head, because I know certain words only. But if it's a word that I don't know, sometimes I'm kind of on the edge about sending it in like Chinese, because then I don't really know. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a small haul of stuff. It's pretty nice and we got it for pretty cheap. So yeah, there were some kitchen things that I really wanted, but then like we have a lot of machines at home that we need to really rethink of, and I don't want it to be that we have so many machines, but there were a lot of useful kitchen machines that I wish I could have bought during the thrift sale and garage sale, because during the thrift sale especially, because I'm someone who's getting into baking and cooking, so it's kind of like I'm trying to control myself, but at the same time, I really want to buy certain things, but I didn't end up doing that. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!